All right, wonderful. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another JK Deal Reveal. We're going to get started in just a couple of seconds now. We have our guest speaker on the line today, our guest speakers, I should say. Let's just make sure that our sound and our videos, I don't know if you're going to be going on video, but if you do, this is the time to test it out. We are a couple seconds from the hour, and we're all very excited to see this week's Deal or No Deal with JK's Real Estate Partners. Now for tomorrow for the lifestyle you deserve. Excellent. Greetings, Mark from Belleville, Ontario. Mark has full panelist powers, and he's still in the chat.
I'm here. Hold on. Can we get the video to go? It's saying I can't get the video to go.
You should be able to.
The host has stopped it. I'm being blocked by the host.
Uh-oh. Let us put the tech team on this.
It's okay. We're okay if we can't do video. That's fine. We're
try now, just for fun.
Just for poops and giggles. Let's hold on here.
I think that was working.
Oh, hey.
We're live. Excellent. All right, well, fantastic. So let's get started right on the hour, right on time. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Sarosh, for taking some of your precious time to be with us here tonight, this afternoon for us on the Pacific Coast here. But thank you. We have Janie on the line behind the scenes. I'm here. Mark, Sarosh, the whole family's here because we are celebrating.
We are family. Yeah. I got all my sisters.
So yeah, we're going to be diving in as to why we're celebrating in just a few moments. Let me just, for the people here, we're a good dozen on the Zoom Direct, and we got all our Facebook family as well listening in. So I just want for everyone who's new to the call to understand what's happening. So let's mute our phones. So this is the JK Deal Reveal because the time is now. There is no better time. There hasn't been a better time in the last decade to invest in US real estate, even and especially as a Canadian, as right now. And these JK Deal Reveals are moments to get excited and to celebrate. For example, today with Mark and Sarosh, we're going to spend 10, maybe 15 minutes. We'll see how it goes. And they're going to show us how they have just purchased, right? It's official, 25 properties for under $1 million and all of the bells and whistles that come with it. And so we're getting excited because we are going to analyze deals quickly in a market that we like to say half the price, double your return, 4 times better than what you can find in Canada. As much as we love our country, you know, it's not maybe not the best place to do all of our everything. We invest where and when the numbers make sense. So today's JK Deal Reveal, Mark and Sarosh, you're on the chopping block to see if you have a deal or no deal. And everybody on the call is going to cast their votes. From here, let's just make it, you know, let's just lay back and relax here. I'd love for you to just kind of tell us the deal, tell us the story. How did it start? How did the ups and the downs, how long it took? Just take it away, and I'm gonna maybe poke and prod to get more juice out of that, out of what started as a lemon and to where it is today, some pretty sweet lemonade.
Well, you know, it's been fantastic. First of all, Source, can you put the screen back on, please?
Well, this is just so
oh, can they see
they
this?
can see you.
Okay, cool.
No, they can see you.
Yeah, we can see you just fine.
Okay, cool. Well, hello. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It's an amazing community, and first of all, we want to thank the planet for which all wealth is coming from. It's a really great place to live. So thank you, Mother Earth. And then secondly, we really want to thank Janie and Kyle, because we can honestly say that it would probably, we may never have gotten to this, or it may have taken us 10 years and a lot more tears than laughter than if we hadn't have had Janie and Kyle's help and their team as well. So big kudos to Janie and Kyle. And for if you're looking for coaches that can help you 10x, 100x your life and in a lot faster time. We have felt so blessed
Supported.
and supported. We've just felt like our hand has been held when we needed it.
As a matter of fact, we call Kyle Daddy Kyle.
Daddy Kyle.
Because he's the rich dad in the Rich Dad Poor Dad title. He's the rich dad.
And if you
It's
can put on
Kyle.
Daddy Cool by Boney M, and you can just change in the cool for Kyle. Daddy Kyle. What about
That's
it?
how we're going to
Daddy
celebrate
Kyle?
tonight,
But every time we had an issue, or we were scared out of our brains, or we were freaking out, we would just like be like, Kyle! And he would come and just give us like the easy answers. Lickety split.
Well, we met Janie and Kyle on our in the Cleveland bus tour, that excellent bus tour that they had organized. And when we saw the properties and saw some of the numbers on the properties, it just seemed like we could get to our goals faster by adding US properties to our portfolio. We have, Canadian properties as well. But it just seemed like we could get there faster. And then we figured, well, look, why buy one when you could buy like a whole bunch at one go and kind of streamline the process. So we started out very early with this idea that we wanted to do packages of properties. And we had, we were thinking, well, there's the 10 and done package, and then there's the 20 for fun package, and 30 for your
Time in
the sun. So these are just ideas we were rolling around. We were running numbers on what packages of properties could get us in terms of getting to our freedom number, because everybody has a freedom number. Like, how many dollars does it take per month to get you out of the rat race, or to get you to the lifestyle that you want? So that's where we got the idea of 10 and done, 20 and 30. And lo and behold, just yesterday, I think the closing was, we closed on 25 properties, which is actually 30 units. So that's interesting that it kind of like sort of harks back to what we were thinking about and starting to visualize when we first started out. And it's been a huge learning curve to do a package of 25 properties at once, but we love it because it gave us negotiating power. And that was a lot of what we learned with Kyle negotiating on this. It took us like almost an entire year to go through the negotiation and due diligence process. But it was, because we were doing a bulk purchase, we were able to negotiate about 240,000 equity in the deal based on market value. When you compare market value to our purchase price, we were able to negotiate a vendor take back of 100,000 at 0% interest, and just a whole bunch of other things that really sweetened the deal as well. So just to give you some broad numbers, the market value is around 905,000. The purchase price is 668,500.
And I must say that, it's amazing what we've come to learn from doing this process and getting 30 units is that all of our goals and dreams can be met by Saroj having 300 units and me having 300 units. So now we're well within reach of just 20xing what we have to be done. To get to our absolute ideal. Which is 2 months every year in Texas, down near the Mexican border, fishing for sea bass. Having a house near there where we have all kinds of people trading crypto and stocks and having fun, and then applying that stuff to Texas properties and living in
building our dream hobby farm and retreat center.
Yeah, over here in Prince Edward County. So
yeah,
it's given us very, very, before we kind of had the vague idea of, well, we have to get to this. And now we have it extremely concrete based on 30 units. We really just need 20 times this amount. And that's a very, very doable leap to go from 30 to 600.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And actually, I mean, these 30 give us a great amount of solidity, like financial solidity
Right.
as well. But we have some big dreams that we want to see accomplished. So we've expanded our goal. It's no longer 30 for your time in the sun.
Yeah.
It's 300 for massive impact
Yeah,
in the world.
you know, I
Um,
throughout all this process, I started a men's billionaire mindset group called Fat Cash Daddies, and we're going to be going to Qatar to see the World Cup at the end of 2022. But we just come up with this. We met some amazing power couples, Janie and Kyle included, but also Colleen and Zeb. Shout out to them from Zimbabwe. They're now living in Canada and the U.S. They've really inspired us. We're looking to do an Africa Wealth Summit in 2024, and we want to bring the whole world to the US and to Canada. North America is the most amazing continent. There's still clean air, there's still fresh water, there's still space, there's still private property rights. It's literally the dream. You know, Europe's very crowded and very expensive. If you want extreme volatility, you can invest in other places. But we love that we're protected by two oceans, from the Communist Party and other places where, you know, privacy rights and democracy are not respected. And we believe that real estate and being involved in this is a way to help bring freedom to people and giving them agency. And along the way too, we've met some great people in Cleveland's a fantastic city. We've met some really great people there, and they've given us the idea that if we can change some of these properties into shared, affordable, supportive housing, we can start to see 70 to 80% cap rates on these houses by helping more people. So this is the great way to stack your dreams, have impact, help people. And every one of these homes is not a new build. There's no ecological footprint on a new piece of land. These are all retrofitted homes that have been around for 100 years. They're wonderful. And there are ways to involve ecology and environment in real estate. We really think that there's no better place to have a foundation for inner and outer wealth than,
and I think the numbers
real
speak
estate.
for themselves. If you take a look at just like the purchase price, 668,500, what does that get you in Toronto? What does that get you
Yeah.
in Vancouver and Kingston and Montreal, et cetera, right? So the entire portfolio of 30 units was 668,500, and the rents that come in every month are 19,000, right? So even if you were to buy a property in Toronto for, 700,000 and rent it out, you're not going to get anywhere close to 19,000 in rent per month. So even if you're looking at just the broad strokes of the price to rent ratios, it's definitely getting financial freedom through U.S. properties is definitely a lot more attainable, faster, using the U.S. market than current price points in the Canadian market.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So-
So now,
so-
do you have any questions, Kyle, or anything?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of broad stroke this for everyone as well. So the two golden rules of real estate. Number one, you buy under what it's worth, right? We're gonna buy equity. Every time we spend money, we're buying more than we actually spent. Check, right? The thing's worth 900,000. How much were they asking for this portfolio, by the way? When it
It was
Oh, yeah,
actually
yeah.
listed at 1.2 million
1.2 million.
when we started
Yeah.
out. But obviously, they were wanting to get the absolute most and sort of negotiate their way down a little bit. But we did our own analysis of comps and everything, and we determined it to be a fair market value of around 905,000.
And we ended up, we would have never thought to negotiate so hard. And it's amazing that what we learned with Kyle along the way was that we would do what he would say, we did our due diligence, but we would like look at each other and be like, there's no way. And then we would do it and they'd be like, okay, and oh, wow, this is like, and by about halfway, this took us 12, 13 months to finally close. Now, obviously we want to make that a little speedier next time,
Yeah.
but we were actually we're going to get paid now to have all that learning, have also a bookkeeper now and an account, all the foundations to 20x this. Whereas if we had bought 1 or 2 properties, we would have been really tempted to sort of, try and finagle it ourselves and do our own. And neither one of us really liked bookkeeping or accounting. So it's like we would have been fighting with that. Now we have a property manager. We found a great property inspector.
Yeah, we could start with scale.
We
which
found a
is
great
really,
realtor.
really
We
good.
found a great insurance agent. All the pieces that are needed to now scale are in place. And it gives us phenomenal reassurance and resilience, because a lot of you out there know, with endless currency printing, we've got a lot of inflation coming for people on fixed incomes. Things are going to get a lot more expensive in relative to income, and no one's going to come to your rescue. And I hate to say that to you, but it's true. You've got to do your due diligence, and you've got to have a plan B and a plan C for, when you're older. And with all respects to the wonderful people that serve at Walmart and McDonald's, I don't think a lot of people over 60 really are choosing to be there. And it's tough out there. And we really need to, we're trying to help and educate people, and Kyle and Janie are as well, in that we got to do the work today for tomorrow, the now for tomorrow. Some brilliant guy in glasses came up with that one.
and his wife, yeah.
Janie, of course.
Excellent, so wonderful. I couldn't agree more on everything you just said. And some people are probably listening, what, 13 months to negotiate and to close this? Well, we're not fluffing the numbers. That's what it took.
Yeah.
That's the way that Janie and I like to negotiate, long, patiently, but we're not putting all of our eggs in one basket. Ideally, we're putting offers on multiple deals, multiple portfolios. We're being very patient and cunning and wise, and on how we go about this, and we do our follow-ups, and we keep on going. And when things loosen up, we pounce, we take it to the next level of the negotiation, and so forth. So I just wanted to mention that. And second, so first rule of real estate, buy under what it's worth, check. Second rule of real estate, buy cash flow. So let's talk just a little bit about that. In Toronto, you could buy a single family home for $700,000, and that would be a good deal.
No, $1 million. It's $1 million now.
Exactly, that would be real cheap. And you'd rent it out. Would you cash flow in Toronto, buying a single family home?
Unless you put all your equity and paid it off in full, and who can do that unless you're a billionaire? Exactly. I would say no, you can't cash flow.
Exactly. So let's talk about this portfolio. Are we cash flowing?
Check.
Nicely.
Yeah. We did the numbers, and we try to be conservative. I think my brother once said, in business, everything takes twice as long and is 3 times as much. But conservatively, we're going to net at least $40,000 this year.
And that's after the debt service.
That's after the debt service. That's after, we take into account paying, we have the bookkeeper on the bills now. But it really gives us confidence, because it's forcing us to professionalize every aspect of the supply chain of this process. And which gives us, it's challenging, it's not easy. And I know that we couldn't have done it without Kyle and Janie's help. I just don't think, and we've been fine. I mean, we have a really great life, and I trade stocks and cryptos, and we believe in wealth in all ways. But when it comes to real estate, which is still a very tried and true, since humans needed living shelter, we'll have to see what the first lease looked like back in the prehistoric days. But Kyle and Janie are really, they're wonderful people. They're artists of life. They're craftspeople of the deal. And I don't think that I would want to they're the people that we are incredibly happy to have in our corner and to build friendship with along the way. Because with this community, it is possible to have deep friendships with people doing business. That we found in real estate, people are truly not, okay, there's sharks everywhere and everything, but in this community, people are really look out for each other. We celebrate each other's success. And just coming on tonight, I had a really challenging day in real estate here in Belleville, and just being able to come on here tonight is such a great way to end the day and end strong. That I think we're all going through a lot of challenges right now in the world. And if we can keep focused on the opportunities ahead of us, then we have the opportunity to help more people when they need us. We'll have the resources.
Absolutely, 100%. Wonderful. So second rule of real estate, cash flow, $40,000 a year. I can take that. You can take that. I'm pretty sure everyone on the call can take that, right? Done deal. So
Take that to the bank.
take it to the bank. And I love what you mentioned. Maybe it slipped over a couple of people listening in, but you're buying it with cash flow, right? There's no, what's the occupancy rate on the portfolio?
Right now, it's 100%.
100% right now.
Okay.
Well, so we could get into the, oh, man, some of the negotiations that were precipitated by Kyle's, weekly
Coaching
calls. And also for those considering coaching, he's Janie and Kyle are very generous. Like we found that they've gone well and like a million times above and beyond. I can't believe all the value we've gone, and they're very flexible and supportive. And people want to always ask us about what the coaching is like, but it's beyond. We've done a ton of coaching with Rich Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump.
Oh, I think we lost you, Mark Sarosh. I don't know if it's on our side. Just real quick in the chat, can people hear me? Is it on my side? Just a quick wave to see if it's on my side. Okay, yeah. So I think I'm pretty sure it's on their side. Yeah. Okay. So what he was gonna say is not, but I'm sure he'll be back in just a minute. What was I gonna say real quick here? That right. So you all might have missed it, but they're buying something that's performing very nicely under what it's worth. Congrats. But on top of that, they are looking to convert or upgrade a portion of that portfolio into group homes, right? Supportive group housing, which is a further niche to really increase their cash flows and the value of their portfolio as a whole. So already buying near a 15 cap on the portfolio with, I believe it's about a 25, I forget the exact number, but about 25% cash on cash return at the very least. But then to go out and niche out, a number of those properties to double the income on those particular ones and have that whole other project blossom is just phenomenal. And they have the l'embarras du choix. They have the choice to pick and choose which properties within their portfolio they'd like to do this. Oh, it's in that part of town. Maybe this is a better strategy. Oh, it's in that part of town. Well, let's do short-term rentals potentially. Or let's do this. Let's cater to VA programs, to Section 8, to Eden, to this, to that. So it's all beautiful, beautiful options. And are we back, Mark Sarosh?
Yes, we're back. Sorry about that.
Fantastic. I covered the void there. No worries. So you were saying, just to get back in there, that you did a lot of different coachings. That's where we lost you.
Yeah, sorry. We're waiting for the vibe to come here. We have abysmal internet. It's one thing we haven't been able to fix, but we're working on it.
No worries.
And our pipes are frozen. So, we're regular. We put our pants on one leg at a time. We don't poop gold or anything like that yet. So we're just like you. We've got frozen pipes. I got to pick up the dog poop in the yard every day. But we feel pretty exhilarated most days. And I think one of the greatest opportunities in life is to evolve and grow. I spent a lot of time in monasteries and meditation centers. And really, this is like so many opportunities now to actually really apply what I learned, because it's been really challenging. There's no way around it. And I guess we're very grateful for, I learned from Serena Williams, who's a really great tennis player. And she learned it from Billie Jean King, that pressure is a privilege. If we have, even stress is a privilege. We've got a lot on our plate, but that's a privilege. I mean, we really, really have a privilege and an honor and these opportunities to grow as human beings. And ultimately, before we leave our bodies, what can you become? And that's the question you want to ask yourself before you ask, like, what house can I buy? But who can you become through this process? And
who you are
and-
becoming determines the quality of your future, the quality of your life. Who are you becoming? It's a
sure
question
does.
I invite you all to ask yourselves every day. Who are you becoming?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so there were some amazing negotiations that happened after we came to the 668.5, and that's when the seller really thought, like, okay, well, that was hard, and how the heck did we get down to that? And he even said that at one point. He's like, I have no idea how. And we were like, in our heads, we were like, we have no idea either, because it wasn't us, it was Kyle, you know. We would laugh like we would just be like, so a lot of there's another thing that we really enjoyed here. And you can play with it, but we're big fans of The Wolf of Wall Street, and I spent some time with Jordan Belfort doing direct sales, and we love watching that video because, I mean, it's a bit debauched, and you know, some people might feel that it's not you know, morally right, but we just love that, like, it's just like animals, you know, like laughing and chortling and carrying on, and we would actually get dressed up
During the
because you know,
negotiation calls.
a lot of the negotiation calls, we were stressed about it. We didn't want to lose the deal, right? We were afraid. In some cases we had fear, but we got through it. And one of the ways that we did especially was through play. Now the military uses play, like, because they know you learn a lot more through play and you're more engaged. So we would get dressed up, and I would pretend to be Matthew McConaughey in The Wolf of Wall Street, like, you know, talking to the junior stockbroker. And you know, we would get on the call, and even though they couldn't see us because we didn't have it on video, we really felt that that was very empowering, and we actually got really excited for the calls. And you know, we went through a lot of deodorant this year because we sweated our asses off, you know. So you know, if you want to get on a great journey, stock up on some good deodorant and join Kyle and Janie for the ride of your life. And because you know, when we get down to Cleveland, we're gonna kiss Princess Guitar at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You see, these are some things we get to do. There's great barbecue down there. There's places to walk dogs, and Cleveland's got heart. It's got soul. It's where rock and roll, the term rock and roll was coined by Alan Day in Cleveland. And at one point, Rockefeller was going to make Cleveland his home base, but they didn't offer good tax relief, so he went to New York City. But at one point, Cleveland and Buffalo were actually the preeminent cities in America. And being historians and lovers of architecture, I mean, what a joy to just drive down there. And as partners and couples and lovers and friends, you know, 6 hours in the car, God, we never got bored. We always had great discussions. We learned more about each other every day. And really, to me, a lot of people, they don't see their spouses during the day. You know, they might watch a movie together. That sometimes they feel like they're, you know, passing each other like ships in the night. If you're on good terms with your spouse, being in real estate is a really great way to kind of really advance the relationship and improve and strengthen the bonds, and to get through some tough times. But then the networks are strengthened and stronger. And yeah, so maybe, I know we want to be respectful of everyone's time. We could go all night about, you know, all the kinds of extra negotiations that we made up until right till the end, which pretty much saved us close to $50,000 on top of what we had already got discounted. Mm-hmm. But we want to make sure Kyle is, you know, mindful of time. I wasn't recording the time, so Kyle, where are we at? And is there any one last thing or two things or anything else you want us to point out? We'd be so happy and grateful to offer that to people tuning in tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing. Just real quick, I'll just offer just a little nugget of wisdom here, that there's 3 deals. There's 3 extra deals. There's the deal within the deal, which is basically what you discovered, that you get it under contract at a great price and it cash flows, and then the deal somehow, if you know how, just gets sweeter and sweeter. It was in it, it's built in. You just have to figure out how to extract it, right? The seller financing, the seller second, $100,000 at 0% interest. Where'd that come from? Right? Mm-hmm.
That came from the juice master, Kyle.
then
See, Kyle's not into real, he's a juice master. He knows how to get the juice out of everything.
it has to be worth the squeeze. And then later in the negotiation, closing costs, closing fees, all that.
Yeah.
That got shipped after the seller financing, after the deal was under contract at a great price with great cash flow. That was hidden within the deal as well. So it's not just get it under contract and close necessarily. You always want to be sweetening it up as you go. So that's the deal within the deal. Next, for you, Mark and Sarosh, you have the deal after the deal, right? You just closed this, right?
Yep.
You've just gained a tremendous amount of credibility and posture with who? Absolutely everybody who saw or looked at, was involved in, or heard about that transaction, including the seller, every seller, everybody that seller knows, right? You closed. You say you're going to do something, you do it. So now you continue that relationship with them. You call them up every 3-6 months, see how it's going. Tell them how the properties are doing.
The
It's great.
inspector, just before we closed, he was like, oh, and I know this fellow who's got like 35 properties. And let's just wait until you're closed and then we'll talk about 35.
Yeah, so we're calling him after this. He's a really amazing ex-Vietnam vet. He's been shot and stabbed as a property inspector. This guy is amazing. He's a big Cleveland Browns fan. And we're going to go, I've never been to an NHL game or NFL game, so I'm going to go to see the Browns play when I'm down in Cleveland with him and take a vet out for a day and really celebrate his amazing service.
And lastly, there's the deal behind the deal, very similar to the deal after the deal. But even though you're calling about one particular property, you see an ad, they get referred to this other person, and you start a conversation, you build that relationship. You might end up putting an offer, you might not. But part of your vocabulary, part of your language, make sure that they know that you're still looking. They know people as well, right? Make sure that they understand what you represent, what you're looking for, so that the next time they see something that you're looking for, they're going to think about you first. And before it goes to anybody else, it comes to you first. That's the secret sauce to off-market real estate and avoiding competition in the process. So the deal within the deal behind the deal, and the deal after the deal. Don't forget, that's where the real creative and the real juice of real estate comes into play. So that's what I wanted to say, my little 2 cents. Let's maybe wrap this up real quick. If there was one takeaway in your journey so far, what would it be for everybody listening in here right now tonight?
Well, for me, I'll let Soros go last, but for me, wear sunscreen and also cool hats. Because they make you feel powerful.
Whatever makes you feel powerful.
And then you've got great skin like me. Look at this handsome devil. Soros, go ahead.
I think the takeaway would be, or the advice would be, find people who are at where you want to be and follow in their footsteps.
Yeah. And I guess also that the deal of the century comes along every week. So don't be dismayed if you feel like maybe you missed the ride. There'll always be a time and place that you could have done better, but just keep looking under rocks and stones. You're going to find some magic, especially in this community, with the right group around you. It's not about what we did. It's not about what we did together. It's what we all did. I mean, really standing on the shoulders of giants. So it's humbling too.
We are so proud of you. There's,
Thank you.
I mean, I'm thrilled. I'm not putting my video on. I just came out of the surgery and I don't look very good.
You look gorgeous.
Actually, you look great, Katie. It's all right.
Anyways, I love you guys. You've done everything, right. And Kyle just came out of your meeting so excited every single time. It was such a pleasure seeing him excited to get into your meetings and out of your meetings. You listened to what he said and you did it, guys. I mean, it's wonderful. It's so great to have, people like you so motivated and anyways, I'm just, there's no words. I would jump right now if I could, but
Oh, we
I'm
can hear
jumping
you
in my
jumping
heart.
in your place. We
We'll
love you.
definitely be jumping together soon and
Yeah.
hugging each other. And I mean, again, so proud. We
We
love
got to
you
get on
guys.
the unicorn uniforms and go to a rave or something. We gotta
Oh,
have
I'd love that. I'd love that. I'll be the nurse in the back though.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
dance. I'll dance.
And I want Dr. Kyle. Dr. Kyle.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, again, so congratulations. We're extremely proud of you,
Thanks,
and thanks
everyone.
for being on tonight. You know, it means a lot to us, and we're sending our love your way.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, privilege, and honor. Thanks for hosting us, and thanks to everyone tuning in for your time and your energy and your being.
Can we hear you say, "Do now for tomorrow for the lifestyle you deserve"?
Do now for tomorrow.
lifestyle you deserve.
Okay, let's try that one more time. 1, 2, 3. Do now for tomorrow for the lifestyle you deserve. Now go get your miracle.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, you guys. Have an awesome, awesome evening.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
everyone.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.
So real quick, in the history and posterity, post it up in the chat or in Facebook right now. Is this a deal or is this no deal? Do we have some thumbs up? Do we have some love for Mark and Sarosh out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada? Canadians, no US ties, no social security number, who managed to get some financing as a Canadian without any US credit, getting this deal. The chat's blowing up with some deals here. Absolutely. Deal. 100%. Congratulations to Mark and Sarosh. And so we're just basically going to do a quick wrap up here. We are going to invite you on the 4th Thursday of this month to join the same link. If you're listening on Facebook, if you want to get onto the live call where we can see your chats, n4t.club/free training on February 25th, we are going to show you an opportunity. And in the spirit of saving time, I'm going to show you what that opportunity is. It's basically to see what the US real estate market has right now in store for Canadians. And we're going to invite you to our 2-day masterclass on how to invest in the US remotely as a Canadian. And we have a whole bunch of bonuses for you. We are keeping our super crazy low. It's ridiculous. We're giving everything away, including a 5-week quick start boot camp on how to get your deals closed quickly. That's going to be included with the ticket price of the workshop, which is ridiculously discounted. And this is just one of, I think, the 9 bonuses that are coming with the ticket price. And it's a whole training on financial freedom and real estate, investing from a solid foundation. You can register right now if you want, n4tblueprint.com, or you can wait till next month where you're going to get the whole presentation and I'm going to lay out all the bonuses for you. And so you can go check that out, n4tblueprint.com. And now that I talk about it, I think we didn't update this with the correct pricing. So if you go on this site and it does not show $197, all right, just send us an email. The email is going to be there in just a minute. We even decreased the price compared to the last time we did the workshop, and we're adding in even more for you to get you started, because we never thought the COVID opportunity was going to stretch out the way it has, but it has. So it's still time to jump in. It's the best time to jump in right now. So if you want to send us an email, if you want to submit your deal on our JK Deal Reveal or showcase one of your victories, this is how you get in touch with us. Send us an email, go to our website, or go on our Facebook page or our group. There's a million ways to get a hold of us and people in our community. So this is your chance to do now for tomorrow for that lifestyle you deserve. Sending you lots of love from Janie and myself. You go get your miracle. Cheers now.